All right. Thank you everyone for joining this masterclass. It's on Thursday with a lot of contents to cover and a lot of things to learn. Today I invited one of the uh, great real estate agents, Rick Dhillon. He used to coach for Craig Proctor, and if you want to learn many things from him, hacks and tips and the things that you need to do, he started very much like any other agents, and then went, I think, over 100 deals per year. Now, I invited him, and we want to go find out what he has done and how we can do the same thing because we all have 24 hours, let's face it. So let me stop sharing the screen. I'm getting a lot of people's coming. And without further ado, Rick, are you here?
Yes, I am here. How's everybody doing?
Okay, take away the platform. It's all yours. Go ahead.
Okay, let's rock and roll. Let me make sure that I can see you, Ash. Okay, perfect. All right. So, there you go. Now I'm all connected. Can you hear me okay, Ash? Good?
Perfect. You're good.
Okay, perfect. So there's so many different ways, ladies and gentlemen, that we can start this. Um, And I don't know if 45 minutes is enough to teach you how to get to, hundreds and even thousands of deals in your career. But let's get over to some basics. First of all, Ashton, man, I didn't know you had all this great stuff with the YouTube channel and everything that you're covering. You should be super, super proud of yourself, man. That you guys are lucky to have Ashton coaching and training you on all this stuff on putting time and effort into it. So thank you, Ashton, for having me. Okay, I'm going to talk fast. I'm going to talk probably give you guys a lot of golden nuggets. So please make notes. I want this to be interactive. So if you have questions, throw it in the chat or let me know. Okay, if something kind of strikes a bell and you need some clarification on it. So I wish I had a blueprint to how to sell a lot of deals right off the jump. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys some key fundamentals that are non-negotiable, very non-negotiable. First of all, I got licensed in 2004, 2005, so it's been 20 years in the business. I didn't have the luxury of having all this social media, although I do use it now and we need to use it. I have close to 1 million views on my YouTube channel and I have a really good Instagram channel. So I'm not saying social media is bad, but here's my point. We really need to get good at prospecting. So why do I start there? And you start it, most good agents start there is because we need to understand the difference. What is the difference? If you guys could let me know in the chat, why are some real estate agents really successful and some agents struggle? What do you guys think about that? Let me know some answers in the chat, right? Okay, consistent prospecting, right. Okay, and as you guys are, thinking about that, if we had to narrow it down to one word, real estate agents that are most successful simply have better habits. All right. You simply have better habits. Successful people have better habits. So in real estate sales, what is the one key habit that you need to have that I saw in the chat was conversations. So we really need to start having more conversations. That's it. So let's just keep our mind there right now. Like what I want from this talk for you guys today is really taking the thinking out of what you have to do. So if the fundamental belief is you need to have more conversations, everything else is just fluff. Meaning, do we door knock? Do we cold call? Do we do all these things? But we have to understand those are the only reason why we're doing those things is just to have conversations. Now, how do we have those conversations? Is met in four ways. There's only four ways that you can generate a lead. Ready for it? Cold outreach, warm outreach. Those two ways are your prospecting. Content creation through your social media, which is free, or running ads, billboards, Google ads, whatever you want. These are the only four ways you're going to go and collect leads. Cold outreach, warm outreach, content creation, or ads. If there's a fifth, please let me know. So now that we understand that these are the only ways that you're going to get business, and conversations is the way you're going to convert business, then the next thing we need to do is we need to pick one and only one. Okay. So if you don't have a lot of money to put in your business, you're either going to do cold outreach or warm outreach. Content creation is not enough. A lot of real estate agents in 2025 have a bad habit of thinking the more content they put on Instagram, the more leads they're going to get. No, that's for the very few with lots of followers. And I'm not saying you can't work up to that. You should work up to that. That's just one of the things that we teach that you should do. But a lot of you need now business. A lot of us need to pay bills right now. And the best way to do that, I would say, is cold outreach or warm outreach. So what does that mean? So let's get to it. I'm going to give you guys some stuff that you can take away today. One tool, like if you're playing a sport, let's say you're golfing, it is necessary that you have the tools before you even go golfing. Meaning you need golf balls, you need a golf club. If you're going to go play basketball, you need basketball. If you're going to have, people over cooking, you need a recipe and you need the ingredients, correct? Okay. So the fundamental thing that you need in real estate is you need a good CRM and you need to use it. And what's defined as a good CRM is one that you're going to use. Simple? Let's elaborate. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in the business of having conversations, you need to pick an area that you're going to have conversations, and then you need to note that in a CRM. That's how simple it is. Here's the hard part: doing it. The best ad that was ever made is 3 words: just do it. Nike. When are we going to start betting on ourselves? When are we going to start actually doing the things that we know? Nothing that I taught you today is life-changing. It's not life-changing advice that you've never seen before. We can get to that when you get into phase 2, phase 3 of your business, when you have an overflow of leads. But right now, we need the fundamentals. You get a CRM, you put people in your CRM, and then you call them. Okay. So we're going to talk about 2 things today in your CRM. We're going to talk about your sphere, people you know, and then we're going to talk about what I really use to do good in business is online lead generation. All right. So hopefully we'll have some time to cover both of those, which I think we will. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put everybody you know into your CRM. And then you need to add to that every single day. Go meet people, keep adding people to your CRM. The bigger your sphere is, the bigger your chances of selling houses is. So now the issue becomes is what to say. What are we going to say to these people? See, your sphere is your warm outreach. You have cold outreach, you have warm outreach. I'm not going to cover content and ads today, but we're going to cover in detail warm outreach, cold outreach. So start with your warm outreach. This is the people that you know. Now, a lot of us are very scared to call the people that we know because those are the people that it hurts the most when we get rejected. Is that fair? Now, the reason why we don't call people that we know is because we don't have a good enough, what we call in our business, unique selling proposition. It's not good enough. So let's kind of dive into that real quick. If you had, okay, let's do it like this. If you had a $500 coupon to say, let's say, Cactus Club, okay? You had $500 coupon to Cactus Club. You can't use it yourself, but you have five of them that you can give away to your friends and family. You guys are all givers. How fast would you make those calls to your friends and family? Now let's 10x that. Let's say you had 50 of these coupons to give away. Let's say you had 500 of these coupons to give away, and all I have to do is, let's say Ashen is a friend and family to me, by the way. So he would be on the list. He's in my sphere. And I would say something like, hey, Ashen, I know you're probably busy, man, but look, I have a $500 gift certificate to Cactus Club or the Keg, and I want to just give that to you so you can go enjoy it with your family. See, that's the mindset of a call. So let's put this into real estate practice. You have to have a unique value that that forces you to make these calls, and so you're not scared to make these calls anymore. And I'm going to share with you what mine is. So before I share with you mine, let me tell you what the industry teaches. You put people on your in your sphere, and then you call them. And let's say Ashton is my cousin, and I want to sell him a house. And I'll say something like, hi, Ashton, this is Rick. I just wanted to let you know, hopefully, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, hey, I just want to let you know that I'm in real estate and it would be an honor for me to kind of sell your houses, or if you know anybody that's looking to buy and sell. See, this is a very nervous call for me to make. That's what the industry teaches us to do. It has no value. It doesn't have that $500 coupon I was talking about. So I never did it. So we have to understand that we have to give people value in order to get these deals done. So the value that I used to do, and that what all of you guys should be doing on this call, is finding people deals. Everybody loves deals. And in this marketplace, you can find a lot of deals. You can find it on your MLS. Like, that's a whole different training, but you should be finding deals. You can just go to the MLS, find properties that you think are very good, right? And then this is how I would call Ashton. Ring, ring. Hey, Ashton, this is Rick. Man, look, I haven't talked to you in a long time. Pause, because a lot of you probably haven't called your sphere. So I'm just going to say, I haven't talked to you in a long time. I would love to do a catch-up call one day, but this is actually a business call, Ashton. Pause the role play. See, I'm taking control of the conversation. I'm getting straight to the point. The longer you wait to get to the point, the more nervous you're going to get. So let's do that again. Ashton, this is Rick. I want to let you know this is a business call, not a catch-up call. So I would love to catch up with you over coffee at another time. But you're one of the first people that I thought about, and I got to make another few calls after this. Here's the thing, Ashton. I don't even know if you know this, but I'm in real estate sales. I work at Remax. I work at Century 21, whatever the case, wherever you guys work. I'm currently working at EXP, so I would say, hey, I'm working at EXP. Ashton, here's the thing. I don't want to take too much of your time, but what I really focus on is finding deals in the marketplace, finding properties that are of good value that I want to share with you. And you may or may not know real estate agents right now, Ashton. I'm sure you know a bunch of real estate agents, and that's okay. But what I want to know is, if I find really good deals in the marketplace, is it okay if I send them to you? Now, that's okay, and you're going to be quiet. But I'm going to teach you guys something that's even better. Let's do that last part again because I want you to catch the difference in the words. Instead of me saying to Ashton, is it okay if I'm going to send them to you? I want you to phrase it like this. And if you're taking notes, please write it down. Hey, Ashton, I find good deals in the marketplace. And would you be offended if I sent them to you? Because it takes a lot to offend people, right? So would you be offended if I sent them to you? He's going to say, no, I won't be offended. Okay, cool. Then I'm going to say, if you're not in the market right now and you like the deals, man, send them to people that you love and care about. Send them to people you love and care about, so I can get them a deal. Okay, Ashton, awesome, man. Is this still your same email address, ashton@gmail.com? Perfect. Listen, if I send you something, just kind of, I'm going to send you something right now, bum, 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 just a hello, reply to it so the deals that I give you aren't going into your spam or promotions. And Ashton, is it also okay that if I send you other stuff prevalent to the real estate, because I know they're doing an interest announcement next year. I want to show you how it's going to affect you. Yeah, sure, send it. Can we all do that? Are those calls easier to make? They are, because you're adding something of value. So now what's the second thing that you're doing? The second thing that you're doing is what we're doing secondly is the second touch you're going to make is you're going to actually email them the deals. You have to say, do what you promised. So now look, I already touched my sphere twice. I made the phone call. Then secondly, I sent them the deals. Couple months later, couple weeks later, however often you want to reach out to these people, now you're going to call and call Ashin and say, hey, Ashin, have you been getting my emails? What's your thoughts on the deals? See, you guys, here's one thing that I know that I wish you guys can start to know or are in the journey of learning is we're not in the business of transactions. We're in the business of relationships. And I'm offering Ashton something of value, and he doesn't think I'm annoying. I'll give you guys one more, right? And if you have questions, you can write them in the chat or whatever. I'll give you guys one more, and then we can go into kind of cold outreach. Then the next call I'm going to make, so I already have 3 touches with him. Now, if you don't have this, you can reach out to Ashton or you can reach out to anybody. You can reach out to me. I have a whole construction company, but you need a list of trusted tradespeople. You are in real estate. So here's my 4th touch with Ashton. Ring, ring. Hey, Ashton, it's Rick. Hey, man, listen, we talked a few times already and it didn't even come to my mind, but brother, you have a house. If you need hardwood flooring, if you need a painter, if you need lawn maintenance, if you need a plumber, electrician, anything that has to do with houses and the upkeep of them, I got your back. I have people that show up on time and they're going to do the great prices. And if you ever need anything, let me know. Guys, that's another piece of value. And it's very important you trust your tradespeople. So if you don't have them, you can always reach out to me. You can always reach out to Ashton, can get you a hold of me. We have those people. But here's the point. The point now is you are giving them value. So I reached out to Ashton in this case, who's part of my sphere, 4 times. Have I asked him for anything yet? No. Let's go back to that example. If you had a $500 gift card to Cactus Club, how fast would you make these calls? Guys, you guys are all givers. The reason why you're not making these calls is because you look like a taker. And when you feel like a taker, then you get afraid of rejection. So my thing to you is just give. give value, and you'll see how your life changes, right? So there's 12 steps that we teach on how to do these calls. I think I shared 4 or 5 with them with you, so hopefully that helped. That's calling your sphere. Now you have to do the work. You go and you find your deals. Guys, there's on your MLS, you can find power of sales. There's so many ways you can find deals. Yes, we have to work. So find the deals, share the deals. If you have deals, you will never have to worry about where buyers come. So that's your warm outreach. Let's go to another phase that really changed my life when it comes to real estate sales was online lead generation. So we could talk about door knocking. We could talk about a lot cold calling. We could talk about a lot of things, but I don't have time to cover all of it. I'll cover online leads real quick. Um, Before I cover online leads, though, how do you find deals from MLS? So there is in brokerage remarks. Okay, if you know your MLS, there's a way you can go and you can filter your brokerage remarks or even seller remarks. Sorry, those won't be remarks. Seller. So, like, let's say you look at a listing and the listing says, hey, Lisa Marie is selling this house. Well, if it's a power of sale, it'll be Bank of Montreal, TD Bank, something in trust. So when you filter your seller names, put all the bank names, all the trust names that you know. And you should also filter under your brokerage remarks, where you can search for power of sale, power of attorney, estate sale, stuff like that. And then your MLS will filter through it and you can find all of those things. Now, a really other easy way that I found deals, and a lot of those are not deals, those are just catchphrases. Even better way to find deals is, let's say you're focusing in, I don't know, Mississauga, Churchill Meadows, let's say, for example, and you just put, hey, detached homes, don't put any price, put detached homes, square footage, 2,500 to 3,000 square feet, search. The top 4 or 5, not all the time, but you'll see because it's organized by price. If you see a really good house there and it's at the top of that list, you just found a deal. And then you could do that in Oakville, and then you could switch around square footage. You can put like 1,500 to 2,000 square feet. You can take away from detached to semi or townhouse. Guys, there's a lot of ways you can do it, right? So the MLS, you should be searching every single day, finding deals. Hopefully that helped. So once you have deals, ladies and gentlemen, you do not have to worry about where you're going to get your buyer because your buyer wants deals. It's called a unique selling proposition. Now, let's go to cold outreach. So one of the things that changed my life was, back in the day, was calling for sale by owners. I would call for sale by owners, for sale by owners, for sale by owners. I know you guys can't, depending on where you're watching this training, you could call expiries. If you're in Ontario, I don't think you can, but I would call a lot of for sale by owners. That was my niche. And then I perfected that and then I moved on, right? So right now I want you guys to perfect your sphere because a lot of you are not calling your sphere, and then you move on. And then you start getting mastering a second pillar. So let's say it's online lead generation. Now with my online lead generation, as I graduated, like I started hiring companies, but as I graduated, I really started creating my own leads. Where do you find a for sale by owners? It's harder now, to be quite honest. It's because a lot of for sale by owners, they can put it on the MLS. Before it was a lot easier, so I'm going back in the day. But right now you can go and there's websites like I'm a little dated on this, so I'm not sure if they still exist. But I used to go on like Free, Property Guys, things like that. I used to go on, right now you can go on Kijiji, Craigslist, find them. So there's tons of way where there's will or way. There's still people out there putting their ads in newspapers for sale by owners. So yeah, it is, you got to do some hunting, but when you find them, there's a lot of people out there that are trying to sell a house without a commission check.